Hey legends! It was my birthday recently and I got some money and I thought I'm gonna buy some art supplies that I've been eyeing off for quite a while now, and I thought I'd show you a bit of a birthday haul. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick at the moment, but it's not gonna stop me talking about my new art supplies. Stay tuned though, because there is a separate one. I've got a heap of art supplies from the artshop.com.au, and I got a couple of things from MES, Melbourne Etching Supplies. I think that's what MES stands for. Don't quote me on that. The stuff I got from MES though, I'm actually going to do in a separate video because it's just printmaking stuff, and I'm going to show you. I actually got 2 sample paper packs. I thought I'd bring you along the journey to test those art supplies. So stay tuned, that's coming soon. I haven't started filming it. But I do have here in a, the bag is really cool, but it's actually just a quilt cover set. It's what the quilt cover set came in. It's the bag that it all came in. I went, oh, that's a cool bag. Yeah, it's still got this, but I put all those supplies in. Sorry, I have already unpackaged them all because I just couldn't wait. So they're all out of packaging and they're all in this bag. It doesn't look like much, but I did get quite a bit. I did also get some really large sheets of glassine paper, mainly for packaging orders, paintings, and for storing them in an acid-free way. So I'm not going to show you that because that's what that is. And they're like really nice big sheets. Let's do it. Pop you down here. I'll show you what I got. Woo! Okay, here we go. Here's what's in the bag. There's a couple of things in here that I have wanted for a while. So I started following this girl who does ugly art a little bit like moi, and she kind of used masking fluid a fair bit to kind of do some layered up drawings and stuff. So I got some of that to have a play around with. Why not? I've never used masking fluid before, so I thought I'd try. And this one by Art Spectrum was fairly inexpensive. Aussie company too, so we'll leave it up like that so you can see it. Woo! I've been getting right into acrylic paints lately, so I thought I'd get some more Liquitex Basics acrylic paint. I just got 3 colours. I had a bajillion in my cart because that's just what I do. I had a heap and I decided to cut it down to just 3 based on colours that either I want to try or just don't have. So I actually got fluorescent pink. I've seen a lot of really cool artists use this fluorescent pink in their artworks and it looks amazing. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. I bought no, it wasn't Liquitex, it was De La Rowney fluorescent pink ink, and I love it. I think it's really cool. So I thought, why not? I'll try the pink. And I thought, well, let's get a colour that I think will work really well with this. And this light olive green, I think like works really well. And I got a white because I always need white. I go through so much white. So that's what I did there. I also am really loving inks again at the moment. I said I just got the fluorescent. And I'm getting into like indigo as opposed to black. So I got this Art Spectrum pigmented ink in the indigo colour. Now the rest are in these little packs here. They're not by Caran d'Ache. Actually, some of them are. Some of them are. I lie. Let's see what's in this one. Okay, so the first thing I got was, I'm fairly certain this is indigo as well. I have been like binging Orla Stevens at the moment, and she uses this Inktense indigo block. It's an Inktense block in indigo colour. And I really like how she does some of her drawings in her sketchbooks with it. So I thought, I'm going to get that. I love buying sets of things, and this time I was trying to be really conscious of money and of things like that. And I went, no, I'm not going to buy full sets. I'm just going to buy some. So I don't waste money on buying sets that I'm never going to use. The rest of what I got were these Caran d'Ache NeoArt Pastels. So I got a yellow. I think that's just called yellow. Let me see. So yeah, it's just called yellow. This one's just a purplish red. It's like a magenta-y colour really. And I got this colour, which I thought was a lot darker, but it's actually fairly light malachite green. So maybe I shouldn't have got the light one, but I just thought it might look cool. I wanted to see what it looked like over the top of some acrylic paint. And this one, I told ya, I'm going through an indigo phase. This is just dark indigo. So I just want to see what indigo looks like. I wanted to try the NeoArt Pastels because they are light fast. Now I haven't actually looked at what the Neo Color 1s and 2s are. I'm guessing they're probably also for light fast, but these are a mix between wax and oil pastels, and from the reviews I've been watching, they're actually harder than you anticipate. So I thought I grabbed a couple of colors, thought I'd give them a go. So I've got one of my sketchbooks here that I'm trying. So this is an old sketchbook I've been trying to fill with ugly art. If you follow me on Instagram, actually and even in my shorts, you would have seen it. So we're actually going to have a little play around in here. So I've got my glass dip pen out because I want to try it with this indigo ink as well. Let's just get trying. I thought I got wax, this wax medium, cold wax medium. It's used a lot in oil paints, and I saw that Helen Wells, because again I'm binging her content, uses it over the top of acrylic in her sketchbook because it stops the pages sticking together. So I thought I bought some, but when I went through and I went, oh, I didn't get it. And then I checked my receipt and I'm like, I actually didn't buy it, which I thought I did, but I don't know what happened. So I need to buy that to try that. I want to try that on my acrylic pages. Let's just get crack-a-lackin'. So I think we'll just do a bit of a swatch to see what colors of things that I got first before I do any play around and testing. I don't know where to start. Let's go the acrylic paint, just because. So I'm literally going to use my finger to put it in. Oh, that was way too much. That's a really pretty green. I feel like if I mix it with this fluorescent pink, it might make a really cool muted green. Yeah, cool, look at that. That's cool. Those are two colors I can see working together a lot, or using it together a lot. Yeah, that's nice. And they go really well together too. And then of course the white. Mix it in. Yeah, see, I love the pink that a fluorescent pink with white makes. What about this one? Yeah, look at that. It's like a really nice muted green slash brown. That's going to work really well. Made a mess there. My swatches are not beautiful and neat. I'm going to do the next wet media because I'm hoping it'll dry by the time I finish swatching the other stuff, and maybe I can try using it over the top. So let's have a look at this indigo ink. Oh. So straight out like that. I've only got gungy water, so I hope it's not too bad. Oh no, it's alright. Oh, look at that. That's a really pretty colour. Oh, I like that. I'm just gonna take this dropper out, and I just want to try my dip pen with it. Well, it's not very clean, my dip pen. Whoopsies. Oh no, it's nice and smooth, and oh, look at it. Oh, yeah, it flows nice. Oh, it's lasting forever too. And I didn't even dip it in all the way. The ink really only went about halfway up the first knobbly bit of my glass pen. Oh yeah, nice. Nice, perfect. Oh, I just splashed ink everywhere. I'm really interested to know how that ink would actually go with a fountain pen. There's a couple of pens that I'd love to get. And I've seen some really cool inks that go with them, you know. So I've tried that. Let's go the indigo Inktense. So I had Inktense blocks ages ago, right? And I got rid of them. I think I gave them away to a friend because I just wasn't using them. I kind of really didn't know how to use them or why to use them. I just got them because they sounded cool at the time. That was quite a while ago. So it can go really, oh, I've broken it already. It's actually soft. It's not quite a soft pastel, but it does smudge. It's not quite a soft pastel though. It's like a waxy soft pastel. I wish I had got another colour so I could see how well they mix together. I didn't. So we're just going to go with the indigo. And I don't have much. Let's just see how. Oh yeah, see, and that's kind of why I got it, because it reactivates really nicely, really easily. Whereas like with watercolor pencils, you can still see a lot of the lines and stuff underneath, whereas this one pretty much just completely dissolves. Let's see, I'll just do a scribble here and see how much we can get it to dissolve. This is not watercolor paper either, guys. This is just, I think this is cartridge paper. Yeah, look at that. There's still a bit of a line there, some lines there, but it's actually, it's nice to work with. I get it. I get why Orla uses it. What a great resource that one is. Okay, I've already broken it, but that's all right. Doesn't matter. I'm a bit heavy-handed, and I was trying to get a really dark colour. But look, that actually, where that mountain is, I can actually get a really solidly dark colour. That's cool. Yeah, okay. We'll see if I actually need any other colours. I might not need any other colours. But it might be something, like, and there were only a couple of bucks per thing. Like, I think they were the same. The NeoArt Pastels and the Inktense were both $4.50 Australian each, I think. Don't quote me on that. And that's at the time of recording, or at the time of my purchase. Prices can change. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I really like that a lot. All right, let's have a look at these Neo colours. Oh, I keep calling them Neo colours. They're NeoArts. NeoArts by Caran d'Ache. Now, I'm a big fan of Caran d'Ache. I think they make really good quality stuff. I'm really nervous about this, though, because I think I'm going to be disappointed about how hard they are, because that's what I think I've gauged from a lot of other people. Yeah, they're kind of pretty much feel very similar to a Neo colour too. That's a yellow. Let's go the purplish red, which is very similar to a magenta. This is the light malachite green. Oh, look at that. And that's the thing, I kind of, from watching other people's videos, they pretty much say that the Neo colours can do more than what these NeoArts can do. So I'd be interested to see. Oh, I quite like them. Oh, they feel nice. And it's actually really easy to get a solid colour. Now, I was using Neocolor 2s this morning, and I actually got a cramp in my hand because I wanted a solid colour for a gap. Something that was about this big, I think. And I had to press really hard. Whereas these, I don't actually have to press that hard. But they do feel similar to the Neo colours, but I think they're a little softer. Because it's easier to get that real solid colour. I don't have to press really hard. And I kind of like that they're thicker. Because as you can see, I break things easy. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the masking fluid. Okay, I'm going to do the masking fluid up here, and then I'm going to put some of the Inktense on top. I'm going to try with my, oh, it doesn't flow off. No, it doesn't flow off that very well. Okay. I didn't get an applicator. I know you can get applicators for them. I did not. I'm going to use this brush. It's a bit of a scabby kind of brush anyway. I've left it in the water too long and the bristles are all bent. So, just going to dunk it in after mixing it. Okay, so I'll let that dry, and then I'll pop. Actually, I'll try a bit of the ink and the Inktense over the top of it. Would love to know if you've got any tips for using any of these supplies. I'm not going to do a full-blown test. I think Katie Moody had one where she tests the NeoArts out and does things like smudge tests and trying to mix them tests. So I'm not going to go into things like that. I just want to use them kind of how I would use them in my sketchbook, basically. I'm just going to put some Inktense down here for me to activate for when the masking fluid dries. So yeah, so far, I'm very happy with all the supplies that I got. So while I was waiting for this to dry, I got a bit ahead of myself and started painting. I mixed the pink and the green together on another page, and I forgot this was still wet, and so it's stuck together, but I'm still just gonna see how I go here. There's still masking fluid there. Let's just see. I was gonna do a mix, wasn't I? Okay, so I'm gonna add some water to my Inktense and then just kind of put it over this. Okay, and now with a bit of ink, I'm going to go with an ink. And, you know, if they mix, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. You can see the paint from here kind of flicked over. But it's nice to know the paint actually sits on top of that Inktense nicely, actually. The ink, the pigmented ink is actually bluer than the Inktense. Just saying. That's just something I just noticed. Now I've got to let that dry again, don't I? Oh my gosh, so much drying. So that's dry. I just went and dried it with a heat gun. I don't know, how do you get it off? Do you just, oh, you just rub it. Oh, look at that, it comes off easy. I didn't ruin it. Actually, you don't actually need much. I was worried that I didn't put enough down, but look, that's really cool. And actually, where I tried to apply it, with the glass dip pen, you can actually see the thin curly lines. So it actually did work. It was only putting a tiny bit down. Ah, that's really cool. I actually really like that. That is, I'm gonna use masking fluid. That's really cool. So cool. All right, well let's do a couple of sketchbook spreads. Look at what I've done, and then I'm going to tell you my final thoughts. So this was our swatching page where I just had a little bit of a play around. The first sketchbook page I did in a different book, was this one. I put down the acrylic paint, and then I put, on this side I put Inktense, this side I put ink, and then the NeoArt Pastels on top. was originally just going to go with this page and that was it for this video, but I got so into it and I had these ideas and sparks of interest and just pure joy from doing this. So I then went, okay, I've got another idea. So I decided to do this. So I put the layer of paint down, put masking fluid, drew the birds in masking fluid, then put the Inktense this side, ink this side, and then remove it. I lost a little bit of the definition. I'll have a chat about that in a minute. But yeah. Oh look, I forgot to roll off some up here. Look, they look good. Look how cool that looks. I think there's another bit up here, isn't there? I forget where I put it half the time. Yeah, so I really thought that was cool, but then I started seeing like this fluoro pink with this indigo and how much I loved it. So while that one was drying, I decided to try just two very well, they almost look like they connect really. These were meant to be two separate landscapes. You can look at it as one landscape. It's very semi-abstract landscape. You can see there's a couple of mountains and stuff. Exploring the whole purpose of this was to explore that relationship between that fluoro pink and that indigo. So I painted it. This side didn't have much fluoro pink, so I added more later. But yeah, so then I used Inktense to draw it out. I added water, but then I kind of went, no, I wanted more, so I added more acrylic paint, sorry, the pink. I love this color, that green with a touch of that pink in made this really cool, like almost like a lime color. No, that's not, chartreuse maybe or something. Anyway, so I added a bit of the indigo ink because I had it left over anyway. So I added that in there. And on this one I had the paint, put the masking fluid down, then I just applied ink fairly randomly over the top, removed the masking fluid, but there wasn't a great deal of definition, so I decided to come back in with a little bit of the Inktense to add a bit more interest in there. Holy dooly. I do not regret any of my purchases. I love all of them. You can see how messy my hands are. It means I was getting in good and dirty. A couple of things I learned before I finish up this video. So I don't know if it's masking fluids in general or if it's just this one, but it has a funky smell. Like it's really a bit gross really. So I don't know if it's masking fluids in general or just this one. It did turn me off a little bit because even just having it open on my desk, I could smell it. I actually thought, because we've had a lot of rain, I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me I've got like moldy poo or something in it. That's literally what I thought. And then I went, I wonder if it's a masking fluid. It seems to get stronger when I use it. And so I put it up to the nose and yep, it's the masking fluid. So it's a really not a pleasant smell at all. I still loved using it though, that's the problem. So I think I'm gonna grin and bear it because I really enjoyed using the masking fluid. I had a really good play around with these materials. The NeoArts, so a little bit to learn about each one. NeoArts, they go great over the top of acrylic paints. I'm really impressed with that. They go over the top of pretty much anything. The only issue was when I used these or my Inktense block over the masking fluid, because I'm quite rough and ready with it, I found that it lifted the masking fluid, so the crayons actually lifted it, which was a bit annoying, which is actually what happened with this bird here, because I was putting Inktense all over it and I actually lifted a heap, so I lost a lot of that definition I was looking for from that acrylic, a really bright acrylic paint underneath. So, but yeah, and one of my favorite things is how this indigo ink, and even the Inktense, but not so much the Inktense as much as the pigmented ink by Spark Spectrum. Check out that purple. That's the first thing. Check out that purple. Holy dooly, the texture and that color is stunning. But also having that blue right next to that bright pink. Oh, stunning. Really, I don't even think my camera's doing it justice. That's what I think anyway. So, and I actually am shocked at the really pretty color that these two made, the fluorescent and the light olive, because I was like, being an olive green, well, being a green, hang on, let me see what pigments. Yeah, so it's got a green pigment, a yellow pigment, it's got 2 different yellow pigments and a white pigment. So being green with a pink, it should have made like a brownie color, but it actually made this really pretty orange color when they were pretty equal. But with just the touch of this in here, just toned this down enough to make it almost like a muddy yellow. It was really cool. It's a really pretty color. Anyway, I think that those 2 colors, I couldn't have picked 2 better colors, to be honest. I was pretty impressed with it. I just can't stop singing the praises of these, all my art supplies that I bought enough. I couldn't have done it better. Let me know what you think. Give me some tips for masking fluid. Let me know if yours stinks that bad, or is it just Art Spectrum, or is it just masking fluid in general? And should I be wearing a mask? I didn't think I would need to. And now I look at it, there's a big warning sign on the front about not swallowing it. Keeping out of reach of children. There's nothing on the jar to say to wear a mask, but with that smell, I'm wondering if I maybe should. I don't know, but I do love the masking fluid. I've never had masking fluid in my life, because I'm like, I'm not a serious watercolorist, but you don't have to be. I loved it. Actually, I want to get more Inktense blocks, but I'm loving the indigo so much that if I get other colors, I just don't know if I'm going to use them. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I just would love your opinions. And let me know. Oh, you're telling me a lot in the comments, so let me know what you think of my landscapes. I actually really like them. They're very loose and they're very imagined, so they're not based on anywhere in particular. Should I do more? I don't know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Greatly appreciated, and I can't wait to see you at the next video. I'm hoping it's going to be my lino printing video where I try out my lino printing supplies that I got, because I'm so pumped to try these papers out. Oh, it's gonna be cool.